Hello, Mr. Bowmer. Um, could you tell us a little bit about where you're from and where we are at the moment?
Well, I'm from Bristol in England, but we are currently enjoying uh, this splendid uh, country retreat in a place called Los Castillejos, which is in Andalusia, about 40 kilometres east of Malaga, in the hills. Very beautiful spot indeed.
And why are you here?
We're here to do this large mosaic, which is well, it's covering an existing bench, uh, which you'll see shortly, with tile.
And how did you come across this project and how long have you been mosaicing?
Well, it was suggested to me by a contact who stayed here, a friend of mine in Bristol, who discussed the option with Paul Sluter, who's the owner, and he said, "Yeah, come on and do it." And It was a slightly bigger project than I anticipated, and it took about 10 weeks, working every day, long hours, Saturday and Sunday, uh, in beautiful weather, and very enjoyable it was.
So, and how long have you been mosaicing and what inspired you to start doing it?
Well, I've been doing it for about, well, in excess of 30 years anyway, and I think originally what inspired me was a visit to Barcelona to see Gaudi's work at Park Güell, and then I just started doing a few little simple experiments at home and gradually done slightly more challenging projects.
What was your first ever mosaic?
Oh, I can't remember. Little bird sitting on a branch, I think it was. It's long gone now, thankfully.
And what is it about it that you like?
Oh, it's a very therapeutic process. You don't really worry about your day-to-day issues when you're mosaicing. You can completely lose yourself in it, and it's a nice product at the end of it, if you're lucky, if you're any good.
Have you been doing the kind of bigger outdoor stuff for a while now?
I've been lucky enough to do two external projects, one in Crete over a period of about 10 years at a friend's place, and another one in Hitchin, again for a friend, in their back yard, but obviously not in such nice circumstances as this. And I had more of a free reign there. This has been a specific project.
So what was the brief?
The brief was to create a sort of wave effect with a very subtle blue on blue colour scheme to tie in with the pool down there, and then Lake Vinuela, which is just across the valley.
So how did you approach it in terms of planning and beginning the project?
Well, Paul gave us the concept really of the wave. The existing bench has got a sort of wave top to it, so we really just followed that, using contrasting tiles wherever possible.
And what were the challenges you came across?
Many. The curves were a bit of a challenge, particularly the tight ones in the lower corners. The fact that the the concrete finish looked smooth, but in actual fact, when you started working on it, you realised it was full of undulations and indentations. So getting a smooth finish throughout was quite a challenge, and in particular, the seat itself. Obviously, people are going to put their bums there, so you don't want any jaggy corners. So I really went for this 2D pebble effect with the corners buffed off throughout. And then on top of that, there were spiky cactuses, birds that shat all over the place. What else? Mosquitoes. It was quite cold in February. It's very warm this week. But all in all, fabulous experience.
It's been a long project. Have you ever been bored throughout the process?
No, I can't honestly say I have been bored. I started to get a little bit tired towards the end, and fortunately my good friend Paul Smith turned up for the last week to just give me a bit of a bailout, which has kept the enthusiasm up. But no, really, I've enjoyed doing it. Quite a solitary experience, but very enjoyable.
I noticed you haven't mentioned your girlfriend and the help that she gave you.
She's a woman in a million. Yes, she has encouraged me throughout. She came over for the very first visit and worked with me on it for 2 days. Her work's over there. See it later. And she's been very, very tolerant in letting me come over here for 10 weeks. The best part of 10 weeks, whilst she was at home walking the dog in the cold and the wet. So, thank you, darling.
Yes, your gratitude is apparent. How does this compare to other mosaic jobs that you've done?
Oh, it's by far the biggest thing I've ever attempted. I can't imagine, doing anything bigger and better. But if I get the chance, I would grab it. But yeah, it's massive.
And are you proud of it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, like all artisans, I can see the things that I should have done better, and I can see the things that are wrong with it. But overall, I am proud of it. Yeah. And it'll last. I hope it'll last a lot longer than me anyway.
So do you feel it's finished now, or is there more to do?
It's finished for this season, and I think Paul's happy with it for this season. But there is a lot more that can be done. It can be improved in many ways, and the external areas can be beefed up as well. So hopefully we'll be back later.
And when it is finished, what's next? Any ideas?
I'm probably going to run some schools, some mosaic schools in downtown Pucklechurch. But I don't feel like cutting any more tiles for a while. I dread to think how many thousand there are in there, but it's many, many tens of thousands for sure.
Okay, I think that's the end of my questions. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we finish?
No, it has been a great deal of pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See if it fucking works now. I was looking anywhere except at the camera. Is that good or bad?
I don't know. We might have to do it again. I don't know. It did start off, didn't it? It went clicking.
I don't know.
It did.
Well, it's a dry run anyway.
It's saying low power mode. Oh, we only ever got eight minutes.